Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Chantilly Racecourse here on Sunday. It is October the 2nd, 2016. I'm going to look at the big one here from Chantilly on today's program. It's the Prix de Triomphe. Before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5 for more selections from racetracks around the world. And if you want the rest of the races from Chantilly, that's going to be a separate video. The link will be down in the description box. This arc is very good. It's running at Chantilly this year since Longchamp. They're having some renovations there to put in a new grandstand and a new track, all-weather track, I believe. So it's not run there. It's run at Chantilly this year, and I think this year's running is going to be a very nice one. So it's going off at race number 4. It's the Qatar Prix de Triomphe. It's Group 1, going for a purse of $5.6 million for 3-year-olds and upwards here. We have a field, a very, very good field of 16 horses traveling a mile and a half on the turf course, 2,400 meters ahead of them. And I'm going to go through every horse here. It's something I like to do with these big races and give you my idea on each horse. We're going to start off with number 1, and then after that I'll give you my horses that I would use in some wagers here. Starting off with the 1 horse, New Bay, at 8-1. Vincent Chemedad is in the saddle here. This horse is coming off, he's 8-1 here in the States. He's coming off some races over in England, in Ireland. He ran the Irish Champions last time out. He finished 4th by 5 1/4 lengths behind Al Mazzaro and Fount. I personally think he's going to be a very, he's not a use for me on any tickets, exacta or trifecta. He's going to be coming into this race. His last start was very, it was a substandard start for him that day. I wasn't really a big fan of that. Start before came here at Deauville, a mile and a quarter in the Hong Kong Yacht Club sponsored race. This horse won by 1.5 lengths, but it was a very subpar field of 5. He won, but he was definitely a horse to win that day in that race. He's not a use for me today. He did finish 3rd behind Golden Horn last year and Flinchier in the arc, but he's just not a use for me. I think last year he came into the race a lot better, but this year he's not coming into the start as good. Like I said, not a use for me. Number 2, Postponed. At 2-1, Andre Attezini on this one for Roger Varian. He is a use on the bottom half of exacta or trifecta ticket. To win, I think he has a strong chance to win also, but I think I found a little bit of a better price here. He's 2-1. I think I found better prices to put on a win ticket. He won very good. He did win the Shahima Classic earlier this year. He won the Queen Elizabeth II Coronation Cup at Espin, won the Juddmonte International. This horse has been pretty perfect this year, 4 for 4. Last year ran at Longchamp in the prep for this race, the Prix Foy. He did win by 3/4 length, and then they skipped over the arc last year. I think he's a strong chance. I think he has a strong chance to win. The price at 2-1, I really don't like that short of a price in this kind of race. I found somewhere else to go. If there was a multi-race wager, like a pick 4 like they have here in the States, I would use him there. I don't know if you could get it over in Europe, but here in the States, it's only win place show, exacta, Quinella, Omni, and Trio wagering. But if there was multi-race wagers, I would use him there to win and stuff. I would find, I would find a better price to put on the top of a win ticket. But I think he has a very strong chance to win here today. That's Postponed. The 3-horse Miguel Olivier Pessier is on this one. He's at odds of 40-1 here in the United States. I think he's just coming over some very. He's stepping up in a lot of class here today. He has never run it in a Group 1. That big class. He's going up in a lot of class. I don't think he'll be winning here today. He's not a use on any tick. It's just the class. He's going to such a big class here today, for never starting in a Group 1. He's just not a use for me. The 4-horse Highland Reel, 15-1 with James Hefferman. Not a use again for me. His races this year haven't been that good. He did win the King George and Queen Elizabeth stakes at Ascot earlier this summer, but After that, he really hasn't run good. He finished second behind Postpone at York. He finished seventh in the Equipa Irish Champions last time out. He's just not coming into the race in the fashion I personally like. He's not a use on any tickets, not even exacta or trifecta. The five horse, 1 Foot in Heaven, Christian Demero is on this one, and this horse is a 40 to 1 here. He's coming out of the Prix here at Chantilly a few weeks ago. And, he finished fourth by 8 3/4 lengths that day in the field of four horses. He just didn't do very well. It was his second start since July the 3rd. He's not really a use for me. His start in July 3rd came out Saint Cloud in the Grand Prix de Saint Cloud. He finished sixth by 2 lengths going that mile and a half. But before that, he was pretty good. I think there's just better horses to pick against. Maybe if this horse goes up to maybe 100 to 1 here in the States, or over 60 to 1, which I think that's possible, I might put like $1 to win on this horse just to be safe, because I think, his last start against very tough horses, he finished fourth. His starts against Group 1 horses haven't. They were not very good. His Group 2 quality races were very good, but with such a big class he's facing today, I don't think he could win. But if he does go up to very large odds, I might just put a single dollar on this horse just for giggles, as they say. But personally, I just don't think he's very good enough to win here. So he's not a use unless he goes over like 60 to 1, or something like that. Maybe, and then I'll put one single dollar on to win this horse. To the 6 horse Grey Gatsby at 50 to 1, a horse I'm a big fan of, not in the spot. He has not run some very good races at all this year. Last time out at York and Jumpmount International, he finished sixth by 10 1/4 lengths. He just had nothing that day. Start before at Newmarket in the Group 2 Prince of Wales Arcana Racing Club Stakes. He finished second by 2.5 lengths. Again, he just needed a little extra kick, and then he ran at Ascot in the Prince of Wales Stakes. He finished fourth by 4.5 lengths. He just didn't have the best runs. He hasn't won in quite a while either. He's not a use for me. I would like to see this horse in a lesser quality spot here today. He's just facing too good of a horses. He hasn't really had the best of starts this year. He's not coming into the race very good at all. He's getting blinkers on today, if you just want to keep that in mind. To the 7 horse, who was Silverware, who was an absolute use for me. I think he's one of my top selections. I'm giving you 2 top selections in this race, and number 7 Silverware is one of my top selections here. With Christophe Simeon, 12 to 1. Christophe Simeon trying to get his 3rd win in this race. I believe the last time he won this race was back in 2008, and before that 2002 or 3. But Christophe trying to get his win here in this race. Last time out Chantilly about a month ago in the Prix. This horse won by length. It was a field of 4 horses, and he had a very impressive victory that day. The final 100 yards, it was just easy victory. I think Maxime Guin, who rode this horse that day, started pulling up the horse at the end because just to save the horse for this spot. I think this horse should have a very good run. The only thing is, no horse has ever won the Prix Foy. The last horse to run or win in the Prix Foy to win the Arc was 1992. So keep that in mind. Start before, which I think was a very good win. It came to the Grand Prix de Saint Cloud, a mile and a half in July. The horse won by 1/4 lengths. A very good victory. It was a very nice race for him. He's trying to become the first 4-year-old colt to win this race since 2007, since Dylan Thomas won this race. Last 4-year-old to win this race was a filly. That would be Triomphe in 2014. But I really like this horse's chances. He's coming to the race perfectly. That was a very easy victory last start. Start before Saint Cloud, that was very easy also. He hasn't run a lot this summer. That's the key. And plus he's 4-1 over this turf course. Watch out for this horse. I have him at 12 to 1 here in the States. Great price on this one. Definite use. To the 8 horse, Order of St. George, Frankie Dettori on this one. This 4-year-old colt out of Galileo Figaro, but never, Order of St. George out of Galileo. Frankie Dettori on this one. Frankie winning last year with Golden Horn. This is is trained by Aidan O'Brien, owned via Coolmore Group. He finished second in the Irish St. Ledgers a few weeks ago at 10 cents to $1. They bet this horse into the ground as a favorite, and he finished second by half length. He just didn't show a very good run that day. He just I wasn't a big fan of that. Start before Kirk in Ireland in the Estates Valley Crown Group 3 race. He won by 1.5 lengths. It was a decent win, and then he won the 2 miles and a half. The Gold Cup at Ascot, Royal Ascot, earlier this year. I think he's more of a stayers kind of horse. The mile and a half is not fit for him, and I think he's just stepping up in a lot of class. He's not a use on any tickets for me. The 9 horse Sijan Saga. Pierre Baudot is in the saddle, and hopefully I said that right because my French is horrible. Some of these French names might be getting mispronounced, so just keep them. Just don't get offended. The 9 horse Sijan's Saga, 40 to 1. He's a use on exactas and trifecta plays here. I really, he's stepping up in a lot of class here. But his Group 1 races, that Prix de Saint Cloud back in July, he finished third by 1.5 lengths that day, 15 to 1. And, it was a decent third place finish. He just didn't have the best closing kicks, but it was decent against a very tough group of horses. Since then, he ran on the Prix Foy, in the Grand Prix Deauville back in August. He finished second by a neck behind Saviors Vavir. He couldn't catch the winner in that field of 4 horses who ran a hell of a race. This horse, I'm going to use this horse on the bottom end of a ticket, not to win, but the bottom end, because I think he could maybe close up to get a good placing or show spot. So he's a use on the bottom end of a ticket. Number 10, who is another horse I would use on the bottom end of a ticket. Found who is the winner of the 2015 Breeders' Cup Turf at Keeneland, beating reigning ARC winner Golden Horn, who won this race last year. Found just ran very good, and the reason I think Golden Horn lost that day, I think he would have won if the turf course was firm. They had a very waterlogged turf course. You're not going to get that this year if some of these horses go out to California to the Breeders' Cup at Santa Anita. It very rarely rains. Even though, as I just said that, the last time they did have it at Santa Anita, it did rain the night before, so it was a 1 in a million chance of it raining in California. But number 10 found 5 to 1 Ryan Moore in this one for Aidan O'Brien out of Galileo. Like a lot of Galileo horses, they're very good horses. But like I said, this horse is used on the bottom end of a exacta or trifecta wager. Last time out, this horse ran the Irish Champions at Leopardstown. This horse finished second by 3/4 length behind Al Mazzaro. This horse had a decent second place finish that day. Couldn't catch Almanzar, who ran just a freakish kind of race. It's very good. This one, she hasn't won in quite a while. She's won once this year. That we have to go back to a Group 3 at Kirk in Ireland. She won by 1/4 length. So it was an easy victory. Like I said, she won the Breeze Cup Turf last year at Keeneland, but since then she hasn't really had the best races. She's been up there. She's been in the exactas and the trifectas, but she hasn't won. But I don't think she's good enough to win in my eyes, but I think she's good enough to come second or third. So that's why I have her on my tickets. The 11 horse, who is another use for my exactas or trifecta tickets. Number 11, who is Harzand. Hopefully I said that right. Number 11, Harzand. Pat Smullen is on this one. Use on, again, the exactas and trifecta tickets here. 6-1 for Dermot Weld, who trains this one. 6-4 career lifetime wins. This horse was the winner of the Inverness Derby at Espin earlier this summer, who won by 1.5 lengths at 6.5 to 1. A very good victory. Comfortable, easy victory. Since then, this horse won the Irish Derby at Curragh, and then last time out, off a layoff in the Irish Champion Stakes, the horse finished 8th by 7.25 lengths. It was off a layoff. He was the favorite and got beat badly. Maybe, this horse might be. I had to give a third top selection out. This horse will be on the third top selection. I think he's going to be running an improvement off his last start in Leopardstown. With that layoff, I think second off the layoff is going to be the key with this one. He really doesn't, I think with this one, he was just going for a very big prize off of a layoff, which really I don't think fit him that day. I think he should get the 1.5 mile distance. I think it's the perfect distance for this one. Like I said, if I had to give a third top selection, this horse would be on it, but he's definitely on the bottom end of an exacta or trifecta ticket. So I really like this horse's chances here. Number 12, who is, if we could flip over the page, number 12, who is, and give me a second to pronounce this one, Vendavini. Vendavini, we'll go with that here, with Alexis Badel and the saddle. This horse is not a use for me at 6-1. This horse, last time out, ran at Saint Cloud in the Prix Stakes, just a basic stakes race, and this horse finished third by 3 3/4 lengths. It didn't really pop out as a very good run for this horse. This horse is stepping up in a lot of class. It's not a use for me. Start before in a basic stakes race, horse finished sixth. Fourth at Saint Cloud. This horse's last one, he has to go back to 2015 to his maiden victory at Deauville. Like I said, this horse is just not a use for me. I just think she's been facing subpar horses last few starts, and she wasn't winning against them. She's facing A quality horses, Class A quality horses, and today, and I don't think she's gonna have any chance, or he's gonna have any chance to win here today. Not to use even exactas or trifectas, so I threw this horse straight out. Number 13, who is Talismanic, Michael Barcelona on this one. I have him at 50-1 here in the United States odds. This horse is out of Medaglia d'Oro, one of my favorite horses to ever run here in the United States. But this horse, throw out again. He's running against stakes horses. He won it last time out against stakes horses at Saint Cloud in the Prix Terrain Stakes. He won by 3 lengths, easy victory. This horse first started since July the 14th at Saint Cloud in the Jumpmont Grand Prix de Paris. He finished 5th by 2 3/4 lengths, but it just wasn't his day to win that day against tough horses. His Group 1 races, quite frankly, haven't been that good, and also in those Group 1 races, he's not seeing a field that he's seeing today. The field he's facing today is just so much better. So, like I said, he's not a use for me here. At number 14, Makahaki, Japanese bred horse, is another. This is first choice for me, top pick with the silverware horse, the 7 horse. Number 14, Makahaki, trying to become the first Japanese horse to ever win the Arc de Triomphe. No horse has ever done it from Japan, no Japanese bred horse. He made his first start in France last time out, Chantilly, in the Prix Neil. He won by a neck. It was a field of 5 horses. He was the best horse that day, and he won by a neck. He's very game that day. First start since a long time, since May. You kind of expect the horse to be a little weary in the stretch. He just won, but I think today, second off the layoff, he's going to have a very good run, and we might be seeing some history today with this horse becoming the first Japanese horse to ever win this race. That start before came at Tokyo Racecourse in the Tokyo Japanese Derby. He won by nose again. When he wins, he doesn't like winning by a lot. He won by a nose. He held on just to keep the head bob up that day. And then the Japanese 2000 Guineas, he finished second by 1 3/4 lengths. And again, this horse just couldn't get that good closing kick. Just couldn't hold on. That was his only loss. But after that and before that, he's been pretty perfect. I think second off the layoff will be perfect for this horse. Gets Christophe Lemairie on this one, who I think is a very underrated jockey in my eyes. So I'm going to use this horse's top selection. He's on a lot of tickets at the top end of the ticket, and I think he could win the whole thing. Number 14, top pick here for me. Number 15, Savoy Vivere, who is not a use for me in this spot at 40-1. Freddie Tylick. This horse is coming off the Grand Prix Deauville win last time out at Deauville on August 28th. He won by a neck in a field of 4 horses. He beating Siljan Saga. This horse, he was running in Germany, and he wasn't really running that good, even against he just wasn't running that good, but he did finish second in the Deutsches Derby at Hamburg. He finished second in that race by head back in July, and according to the run line, could not find a replay for this one. He was hard ridden. He kept on going at 21-1 at that Hamburg and the Deutsche Derby. But I just don't think, looking at the races he was running in Germany, those were subpar horses, and he still wasn't winning. He's facing a lot tougher today. He's not a use for me. And number 16, Left Hand, who is a use on the exact and trifecta, the bottom end of a ticket here. He is a use, like I said. Number 16, Left Hand, 10-1, Maxime Guyon on this one, getting blinkers on. Last time out in the Prix Vermeil Stakes at Chantilly. This horse won by half length in a field of 6 horses, and it was a very nice victory. He led in the last about half furlong and just glided home easy. Start before July 30th at Deauville, Monoquarter in the Morocco Cup. Horse won by neck. Another very easy victory. He's going to get a turf course, I believe, with some moisture in it. He's not going to get a firm turf course today. So hopefully he likes it. His races on the soft turf course haven't been that good, but he is a use on the bottom end of a trifecta or an exacta ticket. Not to win, but exacta trifecta, yeah. So to recap my bets now for race number 4 from Chantilly Racecourse in France, it's the Qatar Prix d'Arc de Triomphe, the $5.6 million Arc de Triomphe. As two top selections here, I'm going to give you number 7 Silverware and number 14 the Japanese horse Makahaki. I'm going to go 7-14. Going to put win wagers on both of those. I'm going to put those horses into an exacta wager. I'm going to go 7-14 on the bottom, 7-14 on the top. On the bottom of this ticket, I'm going to go 2, 9, 10, 11, 16. 2, 9, 10, 11, 16. I might even box it all. I might even box the 2, 7-14 on the bottom also. So just in case one of them comes in second, of course. But 7-14, those are the 2 horses I'll have my majority of my money on. And those 2, 9, 10, 11, 16 are the horses I would use on the trifecta. And what do you call it, trifecta and exacta. If there's superfecta wagering, I would use those horses on the bottom, because I personally don't think those horses are going to win. I think it's a 2-horse race in my eyes between the 7 and the 14, Silverware and Makahaki. So good luck to all, and follow me on Twitter at Horse Racing Kit 5 for more selections. And if you want the rest of the races from Chantilly Racecourse here on this Sunday afternoon, remember to please go down to the description box and look at the races. I did a separate video for the undercard races from Chantilly. Good luck to all.